Welcome to Mindful Moments, where we explore how storytelling, marketing, and culture intersect. I'm Leah, and today we're driving through more than a century of advertising from one of the most iconic American brands, Ford Motor Company. From the simple black and white ads that launched the Model T to the cinematic campaigns selling electric vehicles today, Ford's advertising has always been more than just cars. It's about identity, innovation, and the values of every generation. In 1908, Henry Ford released the Model T, and along with it, a new kind of advertising. The early ads were simple, factual, and direct. The universal car, low cost, reliable, easy to repair. These weren't flashy or emotional. They reflected an industrial era obsessed with progress and practicality. Ford's ads in newspapers and magazines like the Saturday Evening Post focused on accessibility. The message was clear. This car isn't for the rich, it's for everyone. It was the beginning of mass marketing as we know it. And the Model T became the symbol of the American dream on wheels. As America entered the 1920s, advertising began to evolve. Ford's ads started showing smiling families and open roads, tapping into a new emotional appeal: freedom. After World War II, America's economy was booming. Suburbs were growing, families were buying homes and cars. Ford's ads reflected the optimism. The messaging shifted from function to lifestyle. Instead of focusing on how the car worked, Ford focused on how it felt to own one. Taglines like, "There's a Ford in your future," and "Designed for living," celebrated prosperity, family, and comfort. Cars were not portrayed as extensions of personal identity. Then came 1964, and with it, a revolution on wheels, the Ford Mustang. The Mustang's launch marked a turning point in Ford's advertising history. Instead of engineering stats, Ford sold emotion. The ads showed young, stylish drivers cruising down in highways, winding their hair with taglines like "the unexpected Mustang." This was Ford speaking directly to a new generation, one that valued freedom, individuality, and rebellion. The Mustang ad campaign didn't just sell cars, it sold a feeling. The emotional storytelling would become the backbone of Ford's advertising for decades to come. In the late 1970s, American automakers were facing fierce competition from Japan and Europe. Ford's reputation for quality had taken a hit, and consumers were skeptical. So in 1981, Ford launched a bold new slogan: "Quality is job one." This campaign wasn't flashy or aspirational. It was humble, determined, and human. It featured real employees on the assembly line talking about pride and craftsmanship. The message was simple: we hear you and we're fixing it. It worked. The slogan helped rebuild trust and reposition Ford as a brand that cared about its customers, not just its bottom line. Few advertising slogans have lasted as long as "Built Ford Tough," introduced in 1979. This phrase became synonymous with Ford's truck line, especially the F series. The ads were gritty, rugged, and unapologetically masculine. Narrators with deep, gravelly voices boomed about strength and endurance as trucks plowed through mud, hauled lumber, and conquered mountains. It wasn't just selling trucks, it was selling identity. The Ford truck became a cultural symbol of American resilience and hard work. And more than 45 years later, the slogan still works. It's proof that authenticity and consistency can outlast any trend. As technology advanced, Ford advertising followed. The 2000s brought new storytelling styles, cinematic visuals, emotional music, and a focus on innovation and design. One standout campaign that was quote-unquote beautifully arranged ad for the Ford Focus in 2008, which turned the car's features into a musical performance. It showed how Ford's advertising had evolved from simple persuasion to entertainment. By 2010, social media and influencers marketing became central to Ford's strategy. The brand began engaging audiences directly through behind-the-scenes videos, customer stories, and even user-generated campaigns. And recently, Ford's messaging has taken a more patriotic and sustainable tone, emphasizing American manufacturing and its shift toward electric vehicles. In 2024, for example, Ford's, open quote, committed to America, close quote, campaign connected to the brand's legacy of toughness with a new era of innovation. So what's next for Ford? Advertising in the future will be about immersion and personalization. Imagine test driving a Ford F-150 Lightning through augmented reality, or hearing customized ad messages directly through your car's dashboard. But even with new technology, Ford's core message likely won't change. It will still be about strength, innovation, and connection. The same values that defined it more than a century ago. In a world of rapid change, the brands that last aren't the ones that chase every new trend. They're the ones that evolve without losing their soul. From the Model T to the electric F-150 Lightning, Ford's advertising has mirrored American life, our optimism, our challenges, and our constant drive forward. Its story reminds us that great advertising isn't just about selling a product. It's about capturing the spirit of the times and finding new ways to tell a story people already believe in. Ford's ads have always promised more than a vehicle. They promise possibility, and that's a message that never goes out of style. Leah, and this has been Mindful Moments. Thanks for listening, and remember, great brands don't just build products. They build trust, story by story.